You're here because you're done being average. You want to build bulletproof focus. Good. Let's begin. Focus. That word, thrown around like it's a motivational poster. But let me give you the cold truth. Focus isn't about productivity. It's about domination. It's about tuning the world out so you can reshape it with precision. The weak chase dopamine. The strong engineer their attention like a weapon. The first rule of bulletproof focus: nobody is coming to save you. Not your friends, not your coach, not even me. You save yourself by forging the mind into a scalpel. You either learn to cut or you get cut. Comment this right now. I am my own weapon. Let the algorithm echo that power. Now let's dig deeper. We've been lied to, sold the fantasy that focus is just avoiding distraction. That's peasant-level advice. What I'm about to give you are 7 psychological weapons designed to manipulate your brain's natural wiring. Rooted in Machiavellian philosophy, sharpened with dark psychology, and fueled by cold, masculine stoicism. This isn't about feeling good. This is about becoming untouchable. Let me ask you something. When was the last time you worked in silence for 4 hours straight without checking your phone once? Exactly. Your mind's been hijacked. Hijacked by digital dopamine, synthetic validation, and weak mental models. But here's the kicker. You let it happen. You handed over your throne, and now you're here because a part of you remembers that you were built for more. Comment this right now. My mind bends reality. Let it ring. Understand this. Focus isn't about time. It's about identity. A man who sees himself as a conqueror doesn't try to focus. He executes. He builds walls around his psyche, not out of fear, but control. You don't rise by being disciplined. You rise by being ruthless with your energy. Every ping, every scroll, every useless conversation is a theft. And if you don't guard your focus, the world will eat it alive. So here's the foundation. To build bulletproof focus, you need to detach from comfort, from constant pleasure, from the disease of instant gratification. You rewire your mind to hunt, not to indulge. No man ascends by accident. He chooses isolation, if that's what it takes. He feeds on silence, if that's what sharpens him. He rejects noise, if it dulls his edge. This is the path. It's not beautiful, but it is powerful. Comment again. I command my reality. Show the world you're not here to play. Focus isn't willpower, it's chemistry, and if you don't learn to manipulate your chemistry, you're a slave to it. Let me introduce you to your invisible master, dopamine. The modern man is dopaminergic prey, trained by flashing screens, buzzing phones, and instant likes. He's a rat, running an invisible maze, built by billion-dollar labs that profit from his distraction. But you're going to reverse engineer the trap. You're going to build a dopamine chain reaction, a neurological kill switch that turns every craving into calculated action. Here's how. First, identify your primary dopamine drains: TikTok, Instagram, YouTube Shorts, OnlyFans. They don't just steal time, they rewire your reward circuitry. You crave more, but for less. More stimulation, less meaning. The result? Mental impotence. Your focus becomes a joke, your drive scattered. The first move in this psychological war is data collection. Audit your addictions like a spy gathering intel, not with emotion, with precision. Write them down. Time spent, what you get from it, what it's costing you. If you lie to yourself here, you're done. Second, replace, don't remove. Here's what most weak minds do. They try to quit. Cold turkey, white-knuckled abstinence, and then they relapse again and again. We're smarter than that. You don't just delete the drug, you replace it with a more potent feedback loop. Example, instead of scrolling dopamine, you condition dopamine to hit after 90 minutes of deep work, not 5 seconds, not 5 minutes, 90. The brain will resist. Good. Resistance is your signal that power is being reclaimed. Pair this with a physical trigger, like black coffee, binaural beats, or cold exposure. Make the brain associate intensity with productivity, not pleasure. Third, stack the wins. Create a dopamine ladder. You want to become addicted? Fine, get addicted to winning. Here's the secret. Start with small, controllable victories in the first hour of your day. Not your phone, not someone else's drama. Win early. Win alone. Win aggressively. Examples: cold shower, journal in blackout silence, 15 push-ups before your first word, 1 page of a brutal book. Set the tone with action that bleeds discipline. Then ride that dopamine up the ladder. From physical to mental to strategic execution. Stacked momentum, stacked power. You don't fight dopamine. You weaponize it. You bend it. You dominate it. This is the beginning of neurological warfare. Comment below. I reward results, not reactions. Be loud. Let the algorithm feel it. We're building your new addiction. Bulletproof progress. You won't hear this in school, and that's exactly why it works. Subscribe, like, notifications on. You're not here to feel better. You're here to become a weapon. You were taught to suppress your emotions, but I'm going to show you how to weaponize them. Because buried inside your darkest feelings is pure fuel. They told you rage is toxic, envy is dangerous, ego is the enemy, but guess what? The most focused minds in history were driven by all three. Napoleon, Genghis Khan, Steve Jobs, Jordan. You think these men meditated their way into domination? No. They used emotional steroids, anger, jealousy, arrogance, but they didn't let it burn wild. They forged it into a laser, and so will you. Number 1. Rage equals focused violence. What makes you angry? No, not annoyed, livid. The betrayal, the disrespect, the years wasted. Good, now bottle that heat. Don't vent, don't scream, don't post, transmute it. You channel rage like a sniper channels breath. Slow, silent, deadly. Before your next deep work session, trigger it. Remember that moment, that name, that betrayal. Let your blood simmer. Then open your laptop and destroy your to-do list like it's personal, because it is. Comment this now. My anger sharpens me. Don't let it rot, let it cut. Number 2. Envy equals a compass to greatness. They told you envy is petty, weak, small. They lied. Envy reveals your true hunger. That guy with the money, the body, the girl, the empire. You don't hate him. You hate that you're not him yet. Use it. Analyze him. Copy his strategies. Surpass him. Turn envy into execution. You feel envious? That's your brain saying, this is what I want. Now earn it. Number 3. Ego equals identity armor. Let them preach humility. But understand this. If you don't believe you're meant for more, no one else will. You don't get bulletproof focus by being humble. You get it by building a God-tier self-image and defending it like a fortress. Not, I'll try. Not, I hope. I am the one. That's ego done right. Ego is your crown, but it means nothing if you don't act like royalty. Prove it. In silence, through action. Day in, day out. You become the myth. Stop burying your fire. Control it, channel it, unleash it with surgical precision. You're not soft, you're strategic, you're not numb, you're nuclear. You're building bulletproof focus by forging emotion into execution. Comment again. I turn emotion into ammunition. Say it, own it, live it. This is where we take control of time itself. Subscribe, like, notifications. Because this isn't just knowledge, this is power, served cold. Most men wake up and enter battle with no plan, no strategy, no target. Then they wonder why they lose every damn day. Not you, not anymore. Because starting today, you will build your one-page war map. One page, one plan, one path to domination. Let me tell you something brutal. Chaos loves the unprepared. Distraction isn't random, it's opportunistic. The algorithm doesn't steal time from focused men. It steals from the idle, the unclear, and the undisciplined. Your solution? Build a daily battle plan that burns confusion to the ground, a ritual of command, executed every morning without exception. Here's how. Forget to-do lists. They're weak, overcrowded, designed to make you feel busy, not powerful. Each morning, write one objective. One, not two, not five. One target that shifts your life forward, a task with real consequence, something measurable, something heavy. If you complete just this, the day was a win. Time is not equal. There are black zones, windows of raw mental firepower, your peak alertness. Most people waste them on social media, emails, garbage calls. You won't. Identify your strongest mental block. Guard it like a king guards his throne. This is your deep work arena. In this zone, no notifications, no background noise, no interruptions, no mercy. The rule: you enter, you execute, you win. Comment this now. My focus is sacred. Say it out loud if you mean it. At the end of your day, do a post-mortem. Not a diary, not a feel-good journal. A cold, tactical review. What did I win today? What did I waste? What will I destroy tomorrow? This trains your brain to become results-oriented. It rewires your identity into a closer, not a consumer. The week journal to feel better. You journal to gain intel. Your day is the battlefield. The war map is your intel report. The more ruthless your review, the sharper your sword becomes. Let's recap. One target, one black zone, one post-mortem, every day. No excuses, no negotiation, just execution. You do this for 30 days straight, your life will feel like it's being reborn. Focus isn't found, it's built through brutal clarity. Comment again. I plan like a general. I strike like a weapon. Because that's what you are becoming. A mental weapon designed for precision, built to conquer. Real focus requires silence, not just outer silence, inner silence. Most men are terrified of that, because when it's just you, no noise, no validation, no distraction, you're forced to face what you really are. And most people, they can't handle that mirror, but you're not most people. You're building bulletproof focus. That requires tactical isolation, a weaponized form of solitude that turns you into a strategic threat. Let me break it down. In a noisy world, attention is currency, and the man who masters solitude becomes dangerously rich. Here's the truth. The more people you listen to, the more confused you become. Mentors, influencers, co-workers, friends, they all talk. You go silent, because you're not here to consume advice. You're here to execute with brutal clarity. Solitude strips the noise. It purifies your thoughts. It forces original strategy to emerge. And that's what makes you untouchable. You can't crave what you don't see. Most of your dopamine traps, they only exist because you keep them in reach. You scroll because the phone is near. You reply because the app is open. You compare because the feed is endless. Remove the battlefield, cut access, force your brain to detox through sensory starvation. Go somewhere without signal, no laptop, no Wi-Fi, just paper, a pen, and your next 6-month objective. You'll suffer the first hour. Good. Withdrawal means you're waking up. Then comes the power surge, the clarity, the aggression, the absolute mental dominance. You don't evolve in groups, you evolve in shadows. When you isolate with intention, you're not alone. You're incubating, you're forging, you're becoming the man everyone else will notice later and wonder how you did it. Solitude is where the aesthetic is crafted, where the mindset is honed, where the dark energy is rechanneled into pure focus. It's not retreat, it's reload. You don't owe the world availability, you owe yourself ascension. Comment this now. My solitude is sacred, my silence is strength. Let the weak scroll, let the warriors vanish. Your move, tactical isolation protocol. 1 day a week, No social, no texts, no external input. 1 hour a day, blackout silence, pen plus paper only. One mission per isolation, make it surgical, no filler. You'll notice something terrifying after 2 weeks. Your thoughts are sharper than ever. You'll speak less, move cleaner, think deeper. You'll feel like a ghost in the system, invisible, until you strike. Comment again, I disappear to dominate. And mean it. Subscribe, like, turn on notifications, because this isn't entertainment. This is where King's mentality born. You want bulletproof focus? Then stop adding, start eliminating. Addition is comfort, elimination is war. You don't need more motivation, you need a mental purge. Distraction isn't a side effect, it's a virus. And if you don't kill it, it kills your future. This is where we go cold. This is where we burn the dead weight. People, apps, habits, even thoughts. You're going to build your mental kill list. First of all, cut the clowns. Look around. Who drains your energy? Who wastes your time? Who adds zero velocity to your mission? Name them. Write them. Don't justify. Don't explain. Then cut. Silence. Distance. No reaction. No announcement. You don't owe mediocrity a farewell speech. When you remove weak minds, you amplify your threat level. And no, cutting people isn't cruel. Tolerating weakness is. Then burn the bridges to nowhere. Old versions of you. Old routines, old distractions. They don't belong in your future. Delete the apps, block the sites, shatter the routines that kept you soft. You don't need a healthy balance. You need a mental battlefield with zero exits. Want to build unshakable focus? Then build a life where distraction has no air to breathe. One browser tab, one app, one mission. Any more? Fire it. You're waiting for someone to say, it's okay to go all in. It's okay to be intense. It's okay to cut people off. It's okay to want more. Stop waiting. The masculine mind doesn't ask for permission. It claims territory. Permission seeking is emotional clutter. It kills your velocity, deletes your instinct, shatters your focus. From now on, you do what needs to be done. With zero external approval. You don't elevate by managing chaos. You elevate by eliminating it. Minimalism isn't aesthetic, it's strategic brutality. Look at your environment, your apps, your schedule, your circle. Ask yourself, does this multiply my power or dilute it? If it dilutes you, cut, burn, delete. No guilt, no looking back. Comment this now. I cut to rise. I burn to sharpen. Burn it into your identity. You're not simplifying. You're purifying. You're not decluttering. You're fortifying. This is how ruthless men move. This is how the untouchable are built. You don't rise by chance. You rise by ritual, not weak, feel-good routines, but mental fortresses built to repel chaos and sharpen command. Focus doesn't survive in open terrain. It needs walls, gates, discipline systems that make your psyche bulletproof. Today, we build that. We install mental fortress rituals. The first hour of your day is sacred. It sets the neural tone. It either creates control or invites corruption. Most men, they wake up and scroll. They check messages. They invite the world in before they've owned themselves. That ends now. No phone, no input, no noise, no people, just you, your mind, and your next war target. This is how real power begins. In silence, with sovereignty. Comment this now. I own my first hour. The world waits. Say it. Live it. Every fortress needs a gate switch, a ritual that signals I'm in execution mode. For some, it's binaural beats. For others, a black hoodie, a dark room, and pure silence. Find your trigger. Make it sacred. Make it undeniable. When the ritual starts, the world dissolves. Only the mission exists. You don't ease into deep work. You drop into it like a sniper behind enemy lines. Ruthless, precision, cold. Your time is not a gift. It's an asset. You spend it, or it's stolen. Here's the new rule. No open calendar. No access to your time without a reason and a result. If someone wants a meeting, what's the mission? What's the outcome? What's the value? If you can't answer it in one sentence, decline. Protect your time like a king protects his bloodline. You don't need to be available. You need to be effective. Every fortress has a watchtower. You step up, you scan the battlefield. At midday, do a 7-minute check-in. What's working? What's leaking energy? What's next? Not with emotion, with clarity. You are not drifting. You're commanding the battlefield. Most people waste afternoons. You weaponize them. You see it now, don't you? You're not just focusing. You're architecting a mental empire, ritual by ritual. Layer by layer, no random days, no chaotic mornings, no soft entries into war. From the moment you rise to the moment you rest, you are in full command. Comment again. My mind is a fortress. My rituals are law. Because that's what you're becoming. A mind with walls, a will with teeth, a presence that commands respect without speaking. Subscribe, like, turn on notifications. Everyone has a dark side. The weak hide from it. The strong, they weaponize it. We've built clarity, we've built rituals, we've built silence, structure, and steel. Now comes the final ignition switch, your shadow self. The part of you that doesn't care, doesn't seek approval, doesn't explain, just executes. Most people suppress their darkness. They want to be liked, to be approved, to be seen as balanced. Let me tell you something. The shadow doesn't care about balance. The shadow wants dominance. And if you're ready to sign the contract, you'll gain access to a version of yourself that's relentless. Let me show you how to find him. First, identify the shadow fuel. Think about the moments that changed you. The betrayal, the disrespect, the rejection, the losses. Moments that forged fury inside you, that made you swear, I'll never be weak again. That's your fuel. Don't suppress it. Document it. Write it on paper. Own it like a scar you refuse to hide. This is the raw material, dark psychology in its purest form. Next, forge the shadow contract. Now write a sentence, a code, a contract, something cold, something brutal, something real. Examples? When they sleep, I build. I remember what they said I couldn't do. My pain is my payment. This is your internal oath, not for public, not for show, just for war mode. Every time your discipline fades, every time weakness whispers, read the contract, then act, and finally, create your shadow trigger, state. Now link that contract to a physical behavior, a look in the mirror, a dark playlist, a cold shower, a hand over your chest. Anchor it, condition it, make it ritualistic, so when it activates, you enter your execution mode. No talk, no doubt, just force applied to the mission. This is how unstoppable momentum is built, not by positivity, but by power rooted in the darkest truths. The shadow isn't your enemy, it's your buried superweapon. Once you master it, you don't need motivation. You operate from internal fire. And when that fire's lit, nothing stops you. Comment this now. I've signed the shadow contract. Let the algorithm shiver. This is not cute. This is not a trend. This is your inner killer, trained, not tamed. The world taught you to smile, to stay soft, to behave. You're done behaving. You're here to conquer. One more time. I've signed the shadow contract. Stamp it in the comments. Make it real. Subscribe. Like. Turn on notifications. You're almost untouchable. You made it through all 7 parts. That alone separates you from 99% of people, because most men tap out when it gets uncomfortable, when it gets cold, when it gets real, but not you. You stayed, you listened, you evolved. Now it's time to execute. No more plans without precision, no more motion without meaning, no more attention leaks, energy drains, or mental noise. You've built the framework, forged the discipline, signed the contract with your shadow. From this moment on, focus is no longer something you chase, it's something you command. Your presence will be felt in silence. Your work will speak before you do, and every room you enter will feel your distance, not as weakness, but as warning. Now drop this one last time in the comments. I am the architect of my focus. Let the algorithm know. Let your enemies feel it. If this series shifted something inside you, if you're done playing soft, if you're ready to stay lethal, stay locked, and stay focused, then do 3 things. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, turn on notifications, because here we don't chase clarity. We build it. Cold, precise, unstoppable. Welcome to the next level.